Have you figured out your niche? Are you helping adding value to other people's lives? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Munira's Musings with your host, co-author of Conversations with Top Real Estate Investors Volume 3, Munira Zahabi.
Greetings from Chicagoland. This is Munira. After a few technical difficulties, we are back on track. Thank you so much for watching. This is Munira's Musings. I do this show because I know there are people out there who are doing a service and adding value by enhancing other people's lives. And I have met so many beautiful people along my journey as I interview more and more awesome people. And this show came about because I wanted to touch other people's lives and bring value to them. Because I asked somebody what her value was and she didn't know. So I said, this is how I'm going to add value to your life. My guest today is Murielle. Now, if you guys are in for a treat because she dates like a French woman and she's French. But let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Munira. I am the niche navigator and I help coaches and entrepreneurs, people in transition to figure out their niche and market to it. Because that's the most important thing in life is your niche. And that's important to you. Well, our niched person today is Murielle, and thank you, Murielle. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yep.
Thank you for your patience.
Things happen, you know.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
So as you can hear it, I was born and raised in France. And I actually I have a bachelor degree in accounting, which has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. But throughout my life, and it started at a very young age, people were coming to me for advice and when they were mostly in pain. And I realized that I had this ability to soothe them, to help them see the beauty of them that they couldn't even see themselves. And because I was the queen of attracting dysfunctional relationships and painful love relationships, I had to first work on myself. I was like my first client. And once I did the work on myself and I saw how much I changed and how much better my dating life became, I wanted to share that. So I started sharing with women back in 2011. And I mix coaching, spirituality, energy work, because I'm also an energy worker. I also do Reiki and energy work. And I took all the tools that work and I teach them to women. And I have one-on-one clients and I also have classes. And to put it in short, what I do is I help women approach dating as a healing journey, not a quest. So they can really create the emotional space and the energetic space in them to welcome the love that they really want. Because if you don't heal yourself, you're going to attract the same, let's say, crap, pardon my French, every time.
You're awesome. Thank you. So are you calling us from France or are you here in the United States?
Now I live in the United States. I live in Vegas, Las Vegas, Nevada. And I love it here. I love the weather.
Ah, okay. Okay. So I love your accent. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so you were you were your first client.
Yes.
So when did you give up? Are you still practicing accounting?
I do a little bit of accounting, but I'm transitioning more and more into doing the coaching full time because this is my passion.
So when did it hit you that this was your niche?
Well, when I felt the pain, because one of the relationships almost killed me.
Oh,
And yes, and when I realized that because I couldn't see my value, I was exposing myself to what I call predators, the guys who are really self-absorbed, borderline narcissists. Uh, and I wanted to be approved. I wanted to have the approval from the outside so much that I always did above anything I could to be the perfect lover, the perfect woman, the perfect this. And I ended up contracting hepatitis B because I wanted to be that perfect woman, and everything should be like a movie. I didn't protect myself and I almost died. And that person, which, because I had done so much work on myself already, after about 2 months, I let him go. I said, no, that's not for me. You're one of the persons that, again, a guy that is self-absorbed, and that's not what I want anymore. So I let him go. But then a week later, I was in the hospital, on a hospital bed, between life and death. They couldn't tell me if I would live because my body didn't react to the medication. So I contacted him for him to get checked, and he blamed everything on me and disappeared, literally disappeared. He didn't know if I was alive or dead. And at that point, I really reached the bottom. I said, you know what? I'm done with that. I'm done putting others before me. And I went even at a deeper level. And I finished the work, if you want. And now, when I see that in my clients, I know how it feels to an extreme. And I know the pain of always not feeling enough and wanting the other to reflect that back to you. But in fact, it comes from us.
you bring a good point, because there's a lot of women. I know of somebody who was a coworker to me, and she kept attracting men like that. And she was like, I don't understand. I just don't understand. So that's an awesome trait to have, where you can help women mend themselves before they go looking for the right relationship. How does that, how can you relate that in the coaching? Because my clients are more coaches, more people in transition.
Yes.
How do you help me understand how that is, that can help, what you're doing can help them?
With coaches?
Yeah, with coaches and people in transition.
So I always say, and as a matter of fact, I have clients now, not clients, students in my classes, because I have classes about self-confidence. And lately, I've been attracting women who want to go on camera for their business, but they're completely paralyzed by fear. And I always say that dating and networking, dating and business is really the same thing. You will draw to you in the outside world whatever corresponds to your beliefs, your behavioral patterns, and the energy that you emit in the world, because the energy is like an elevator. If you vibrate at a level that says, I'm not enough, you're going to meet clients, partners, business partners, or love partners, situations, opportunities that will resonate with I'm not enough, until it's painful enough for you to change. So it's really the same thing. When I teach people how to date, I always say, stay on your side of the fence and qualify them. And that's the same thing with my clients. I don't just work with any clients. People have to resonate, and we have to share some values, because I don't want to be here to convince anybody. I believe in energy. I know how the brain functions. The reticular activating system will determine what you notice in the world and what you choose, and even what you can see with your eyes, because your brain deletes the information that is not relevant to your beliefs. And beliefs are only thoughts that you think behind the curtain of your conscious mind over and over and over. So it's really the same thing in every area of life. You need to stay on your side, not project your unfinished business or your wounding, your core wounding, onto people, and listen and look and see if you can really help that person. Don't be desperate to find a client so that you're going to jump on every person that is in front of you. Be genuine and authentic. Can you really help? Are you the best fit for that person?
And that's true for the people listening as well, because, this is so, coaching is now a growing industry. Everybody out there wants to relate their experience and share, and then teach other people that how
Yes.
they want to, they want to teach their experience so that other people can learn. However, if you meet different coaches, you have to, like you said, resonate with them.
Yes.
Yes, that vibration, that energy has to work, because not everybody is like that.
Yes.
My business as the niche navigator, there are people who want to transition, who are tired of their jobs right now, or are just getting into their coaching business. They want to coach, and they forget that they want to help everybody, but they forget what their niche is.
Yes.
Helping everybody is fine, but unless you find that one niche, and I would say focus on that and find the confidence and get on board with the mindset, so that once they figure that out, you can add to your niches and get a lot of tools on your belt, but start with the first one.
And you need to know who you are, because unless you know who you are, you cannot you cannot appear strong and authentic, and you need to have also a certain expertise. I got certified, but you need to know what you're doing. And I see so many coaches. I will never tell somebody what to do, ever. I bring them to the conclusion of where they are and what is their inner wisdom is telling them that they need to do. Who am I to tell someone? And I've heard many coaches first catch people in public and put their stuff on the table in front of other people, and that's a big no. You don't do that. And tell them what to do. Who are you to tell somebody what to do?
Yeah.
They know inside, if they can tap in their inner wisdom, they know what to do. And I'm not talking about what you may teach them, like technical or marketing stuff about their niche. Of course, you need to teach them that. But when is it the right time to make the jump? When is it the right time in dating to really continue a relationship or end it? It's their own wisdom that they need to connect with. And that's what I teach them to do also.
That is so wonderful. And that's true for everybody. I mean, you are a coach. You teach people a different lane, if you will, but kind of the same mentality and the same roadblocks, because you want to teach them first the confidence. That's the biggest thing, right? Yeah. So, that's amazing that you do that. And so, what kind of, when you've been in business for a while, when women, especially women, come to you and they say, you know what, I need your help, what do you think is the biggest problem that they can't find the love that they're looking for?
They don't love themselves enough. That's where it starts.
Okay.
And it comes from childhood, of course, and that's where we go back. And there is another factor, that people think that they know what they think. But they don't realize that 95% of the time, if not more, depending on which country you look at research that they made, we are on autopilot. We are acting, thinking, behaving from our subconscious mind, which holds or stores our beliefs and patterns that are sometimes in conflict with our conscious desires. So they say, no, of course I value myself. They don't realize. So the first thing I tell them to do is, okay, then look at your results. If you are not producing the results that you want, that means the parameters inside are not aligned with that. And that's where we start.
That, you know what, that's something that I just found out this weekend when I was listening to John Assaraf, and he was talking, one of the mindset things he's talking about, neurogym. Yeah. And one of the coaches on his program was talking about the same thing. So that is, you bring up a very good point. Now you know that John Assaraf is endorsing it as well. But
Yes.
you hit on the nail because that's become a core belief that we don't love
Yes.
ourselves. And
Yes.
so,
And it's so sad. It's so sad because in every person, what I'm connecting with is the little girl or the little boy that is craving for love. And the first person to give them love is us. And when you start there, things start changing like almost magically.
so, I have this question and I'm just going to throw it out.
Yeah.
We see the parents of today that are more communicative and more connected with their child. I
Yes.
see that with my children and my grandchildren. Compared to our parents who, children should be seen and not heard, you
Yes.
know. And so do you think it was that era where we were growing up in that was creating all these issues for people our age?
Yes, I think so. But I also have kids, and I have three kids and still two teenagers at home. And I try to be a more conscious parent. Like those things like you need to be seen and not heard. I don't do that. Or the thing that when you say something and they say why, my parents used to say because I said so. I
Yes.
don't do that with my kids. I explain, but we're still gonna mess up. We are still gonna mess up. It's getting better. But in order to be, and that's funny because I'm just studying the material of Dr. Shefali Tsabari, and she's amazing. She wrote a book called Conscious Parenting. And same thing, the same thing that I'm doing in dating, she does for parenting. Where it starts is with you. And unless you heal your own core wounding that come from childhood, all the projections that you put on your kids, like they're going to be the doctor and the lawyer and the whatever, it's for you. It's not even for them. So unless you start there, they're still going to pay the price of our own wounding. But we're better. We're getting better.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You have just imparted a lot of wisdom for us. For those, just wanted to take a second and acknowledge my friend Latifa there, and then Candice.
Hi.
We have Murtaza. They are all watching us, and thank you so much for
Thank you for
tuning
watching.
in and joining, because this is a very important subject. I mean, you call your program "How to Date Like a French Woman," so I was thinking about more sexy stuff.
There are sexy stuff, but you know what? I did a class I will always remember. So I had feather boas and I had the song, I Feel Pretty. So I had women dance on that song and really let themselves go. I had one woman who was, she was working in TV business. So you would think she was able to let herself go. She couldn't stay. She stayed on her chair. Unless you feel at ease with who you are, all the sexy side, the sensuality, it won't get expressed because you feel trapped in, I'm not enough. Who am I to do that? So
Yes.
even that.
No, you bring up a good point. So people, ladies especially who are watching, if you want to bring the sensuality out, if you want to feel sexy, love yourself, right?
Yes.
With you.
And love your body. So many people have parts of their body that they hate. How do you want to be at ease in a bedroom naked if you hate your body?
Yes.
It's impossible. So that you need to start loving your body. I have women put on lotions, and when they put the lotion to release, because our cells are receptive to love. I don't know if you know the work of, there are so many researchers, but the one that really sticks in my mind is the work of Professor Emoto and the message in water. They made an experiment where they saw that when you put labels on jars with water and you freeze them, it changes the molecular aspect of water based on the word that is on the jar.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we are 70% water. When we send messages of hate 24/7 in our head to our body, what do you think it does to our cells, to our body, to the water in our body? So those cells crave love like anything in nature, in love. And when you put lotion and you say you love your hand, let's say, and you say thank you for everything you do with your hand, and you do that with every part of your body, Just that simple exercise. See what it's going to do to your life. It seems simple, but it's powerful.
Yes, you said it, and I've heard that I've heard of that experiment before, and I saw that they had they planted a different plant somewhere, and even the plants didn't survive if there was hatred, because
Yeah.
and so it makes sense. We are who we want to be. We can become what we want to become if we start with ourselves, and I love that message. Thank you so much. So, Murielle, how do people find you?
So they can find me, there are many ways, on my website, datelikeafrenchwoman.com, or on Facebook, also facebook.com/datelikeafrenchwoman. I'm there. I do a lot of Facebook Lives. I have a podcast also, Date Like a French Woman. Everything is Date Like a French Woman. And they can interact with me. I always ask people if there are questions that they want me to answer, and I can do a Facebook Live about it. So that's where they can, it's very interactive because I love helping people.
And there you have it, folks. The message is awesome because, it starts with you. And if you want to be desirable to other people, you have to start with yourself. And I love, that's the core message I'm taking today. And I'm going to begin that same, if you will, your teachings today, because sometimes we get in a mode where we don't appreciate ourselves. But this is what I want to tell people, here you have a wonderful person, and she's a friend. I love the accent. If you guys want to look her up, you can find her on Date Like a French Woman. And, seek it out, because if you don't start with you, it doesn't happen.
Yes.
So let's get to the point and take a vow or take an oath and say, we're going to do this for ourselves, because we are, like she said, 70% water, and we need love, and we are creatures of love. So and so
we are so magnificent. We are way more than this body that we see. We are beautiful and we are powerful. So let's connect with that.
Yeah, and thanks, Christy. You're watching too. For those people who are watching, I appreciate you being on here. I really, really appreciate Murielle for being here. I'm honored and humbled to have you on my show. We will talk further. I appreciate this. And folks, you know what? Like, subscribe, and share this video, because you know what? It starts with you. And if you want to be sexy, then you want to look Murielle up. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, Munira.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group called Navigate to Your Niche.